Okay, so we haven't officially started yet, but I'm trying to start it on time for once. I'm just waiting for this to change. There we go. Let me see if the audio is coming out, because that's always a big issue for me.
Okay.
And it is. It's brilliant. Okay, I think we're there. So, I wonder if I should just look at that at the same time. Oh, actually, I'm going to do it for the chat. Right, so let me pop the chat out, because that's always another bone of contention. And let me stick it over. Oops, let me stick it over there. That's good. Let me just get that back. Right, let me get to the presentation, which I think is there. And let's see if that works. And it does, and I think you can see it all. I can't go into the posh no border mode, because I'm going to write on the I'm going to write live on the slides, and you can't write live on the slides in the fancy presentation mode. So you're going to see all of the inner workings of me changing the slides, but that'll be extra exciting for you, because you'll know what's happening even before I do, probably. So we'll just give it another minute for us to officially start. I'm probably going to cough a few times. Let's have a drink of my water. See if we can stop coughing quite so much. So this is going to be a really exciting show, I think. And I do want to run it as a workshop rather than a presentation. I've only got 4 things in tonight's episode that I actually want to tell you. Just 4 things. Because that's more than enough for you to cope with. So I want to run it as a workshop. So if you've got questions, I want you to use the YouTube chat, which is probably somewhere on the right, I think. Have a look again. Actually, I can't see it there. I think it's on the right anyway, but wherever the YouTube chat is. And use that to ask me your specific questions about your niche or your worries or your business or whatever it is. And I will do my best to answer them within this framework. But this is, one of a series of 5, I think it is. I can't possibly cover everything, in tonight's show. I'm aiming for 40 minutes, but I do tend to go over. But I like to get it finished. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock, so you should be here. We're going to start now, basically. I think everything's working. It'd be good if that wasn't in my way. There we go. And yeah, hang on. There we go. I think the chat is working. And let's get into it. Let's start. Wow, yeah. So as I say, this is going to be an exciting show. I did a little preamble before we started officially. So this is Membership Insights. As I say, it's supposed to be a workshop, not a presentation. I've only got 4 things to actually tell you. So the rest of it will be anything that you want to ask me about your particular niche or needs or business or whatever. So let's just start this. So I'm not going to ask you a stupid question of can you hear me, because if you can't hear me saying can you hear me, you're not going to know. But my first question to you, and if you can just put your name at the beginning, because I don't necessarily get your name, especially if you've logged in as anonymous or something. But my first question for you is just type in the box, are you running any membership sites already? Are you running any membership sites already? So this is always difficult for me because I've got to log in 2 places at once. But I can see that we've got Michael, Stephen, Dean, Paul, Flynn is my resident comedian, Mary, Tony, Zucran, Ruth, John, Sanjay, Marcel, Ray and Ricky. So a lot of familiar names there for me for some of the other webinars I do, so that's excellent. Other people probably turn up as we go along. And so we have There we go. So we have Stephen who says no, but will do, or looking to do. Actually, he said. But anyway, near enough. We've got Ruth saying want to. We have Marcel saying yes, 3. Brilliant. Excellent. Sanjay says he's setting up one, or in the middle of one. What should we say? He said setting up. Okay, I won't do everybody because it would take too long. And who else we got? And Ray. Ray used to. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I wonder why he stopped. Anyway, if you can tell me why you stopped, Ray, that would be interesting. Yeah, interesting. Maybe, yeah. Let me know as we go on. Anyway, let's go straight in. I'm not going to waffle. I'm not going to tell you about the name of my dog. I might sneeze though, but other than that, am I going to sneeze? I hate it when I can't decide. Excuse me, I did sneeze. So there we go. Extra value in tonight's thing with extra sneezes. Okay, now let's dive straight in. So the first thing, now this is a full content thing. You're definitely going to walk away with value. It's a series of 1 of 5. By the end of the 5, you should be able to set up a membership site. Not technically, because I'm not going to go into the technical stuff in the 5 episodes, but other than the technical bit, you'll know everything you need to know to start a membership business. Okay, but if I give you value tonight, if you can walk away tonight and go, wow, I understand how memberships could help me now, how I could start a membership business. Can I make you a small offer to help you to run your own membership sites? Okay, only if I deliver value, and I'll ask you at the time, and obviously you can hang up at that point, except that the ninja content is going to be after the offer. So it's not over when I make the offer. There's more ninja content to come, and the most ninja is at the end after the offer. I know that's a bit sneaky, but there we go. Alright, yes, this is what I was going to cover. I didn't have a response thing to that one anyway, hang on. No, that's wrong as well. Okay. Maybe that one is... Let's make that one the make offer. I just like to have it in there just so everybody knows kind of what happened. So, what have we got? Okay, so I expected that. So Flynn's saying no, but I think he's joking because he's my resident comedian. He tells me he can't hear me and stuff like that just to wind me up. Mary says definitely. Stephen says please, which is very, very polite. Excellent. Ray says would love to know, because he's the guy who stopped, so I still need to know why he stopped anyway. And Marcel says yes, sounds good. Okay, and there's a few more, but I don't want to waste the time typing it all in. But generally, other than my spelling mistake there, generally yes. I think, as I say, I think Clint's joking, but I'll ask you at the time and then you can decide. But the ninja content is going to be after this offer, and this offer is totally about helping you with your own membership site. But see what you think. But that's got nothing to do with the content. It's purely optional. So let's do the content. So first of all, the big elephant in the room. Okay, which is why the membership model. Okay, because if we don't know that, then we don't know why we're here. So this is all stuff I'm going to tell you. So anyway, why a membership model? So, if anybody got any ideas, want to guess? Oh, just another answer slide. Hang on. So I prepared this. Obviously not. There we go. It's supposed to be one of those after every one of those. You see. Yeah. Why the membership model? Okay. Let's get rid of that. Oh, not that bit. Right. So Marcel says recurring revenue. Spot on. Oh, we got a very good crowd in tonight. Sanjay is saying, oh, I can't spell his name. Hang on. There we are. Sanjay is saying, how do we describe this in one sentence? Yeah. So it basically is wording something like, one-time, recruitment and advertising. Okay, which we'll explain that in a minute. But what he means is that because they're monthly members, they're going to keep paying you every month, and because they're already members, you don't need to keep finding them every month. So, as I say, we will explain that in a minute. But he's got that on the nose. Zucran is saying, to create a community. That's a good one. And Mary is saying to keep in touch. Yeah. So basically, you rather than just emailing them cold with whatever, you're talking to them regularly, for a reason. So there's some good answers there. I think we'll stick with that. But you're all spot on. So that's good. So we're going to cover this in detail, so don't worry if you don't understand what they're talking about, but some very good answers there. So, but let me answer the question, why a membership model? So, if you make a product, an info product or something, and you sell it for $97, okay, one time, obviously you can do OTOs and make them other offers and do affiliate offers down the line, but the basic sale is $97. Now, if you sell 100 units, then you'll make $9,700, assuming this is all profit, because if you make 330 units, you'll make $32,010. And if you sell 1,000 copies, you would make almost a six-figure business, $97,000. But the trouble with that is you need 1,000 sales. Okay, you need 1,000 sales throughout the year to hit that target. And with conversion being something like 1%, that means that you need to, get a reach or get a click from, 10,000 people, probably more than that actually. And 10,000 people, we can argue about the cost, but if it was something like $1 each, then you would have to spend 10k to to achieve that. Okay, and that's my issue with that. But you would have almost a six-figure business for spending 10k in advertising costs, if it works well, because it might not work well. But when it comes to year 2, what happens? Everyone want to guess? Yeah, Marcel's got it. You start again. Okay, so another 10k, another 1,000 units, another 1,000 clients, another 1,000 units. So we look at the membership model instead, and we actually charge 20% of the price. Now also there's a not weird, but there's a psychological thing of, if you said to somebody, do you want to do you want to spend $97 today, or do you want to spend $20 today? People will say, I'd rather spend $20. And the fact that they've got to spend $20 the next month doesn't really worry them. But the interesting thing about that is $20 a month for 12 months is actually $240. And that $240, in case you hadn't noticed, is more than 97. It's almost 2.5 times, isn't it? And so by getting them to pay less per month, which is more attractive to them, you actually get 2.5 times the money out of them. Okay, but here's the other thing. is that it's recurring. So in year 2, that will repeat itself. Okay, so let's look at the numbers. So out of each person at the end of the year, you're going to earn, if it's a $20 a month thing, you're going to earn $240 per annum out of each one. So with 100 clients, that's 24,000. With 330 clients, that's 79,000. And for 1,000 clients, that's almost $250,000, which is 240,000. So by charging them less money, a fifth of the money, but monthly instead of in one hit, you can earn 2.5 times more money, and for the same amount of 1,000 clients, earn $250,000 instead of 97,000, 100,000. Okay, so you got a 7. Well, no, it's not. It's still a 6-figure business, but you got $250,000 instead of a tenth of a million, just by going monthly. Now that's for only $20 a month, okay, which is really super cheap for most memberships. So if we take the membership fee up to $97 a month recurring, okay, now look what happens. For the same 1,000 clients, you're going to make 1.164 million. Okay, 1.164 million. Okay, so instead of 97,000, you're going to make 1.1 million. Okay, and it may seem at the moment that $97 a month is too much, but we're going to talk about that and how the value of that is actually very real. Okay, so we're going to come to that. But the important thing is that if you do it one time, okay, you're only going to make 100,000. Let's keep the figure simple. Whereas if you do it recurring, you're going to make 1.164 million. Okay, that's why the membership recurring model is so good. So with a membership, there is a thing called attrition. So attrition means that people are going to drop off. Okay, but the drop-off rate is usually only about 5%. So if you're doing a 330 membership numbers, then that's 17 people that you have to recruit new every year. Okay, and finding another 17 people every year isn't particularly hard, is it? It's like 1 and a bit person per month. Okay? Recruiting a bit of a person per month might be hard, so you might have to do 2 in a month and 1 in the next or something. But anyway, that's why I'm being funny. But other than attrition, it stays the same, and they're going to stay in the thing, in your membership, because your membership is going to offer them, continuing tremendous value. And again, we're going to explain how we do that without doing very much work at all in just a minute. So, again, put your name in and say what you think. So, who thinks that it's possible to get 330 members? There's 330 members. People interested in your topic sound, unlikely, or do you think it's actually, fairly achievable? Have I got a question thing in the area? Stephen says, sounds small. Good, excellent. Yeah. Tony is saying, well, basically could do. So he's semi-optimistic. Ruth says for sure. She's already got 50,000 Instagram followers, so she's very confident. And John's in the house as well. John is saying, yeah, no problems. And I'll just take one more because it looks interesting. Dean is saying certainly, well, she's saying not at once, but certainly over a few months. Yeah, and I agree. We wouldn't do it overnight, but we can do it. But we're basically all agreed that 330 people is not a lot of people. Okay, and if we look at the the money, 330 people gives us a third of a million, $384,000 dollars. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, but so nobody thinks that 330 people is going to be that difficult to get. We all think it's possible. $1 a head, that would be $330 at 1% conversion. It's still only 3,300 people to find, and over a couple of months or something, or certainly over a year, but or 3 months, whatever you want. Not really not that difficult and quite affordable. And remember, of course, most important that we can ramp and scale. So we only need 10 in the first month, and then they will pay. Let me start in. First 10 will pay for next 20 or whatever. So you just reinvest some of the money into doing more ads to get more members. So we can ramp it up and scale it that way. Okay. So the big question: do you want to know if the membership model will work for you? Who wants to know, or do you not want to know? Oh no, we've got loads of. I can't even. Anyway, yeah. So even Flynn is saying yes. Wow, my resident comedian. So it's basically. I don't think anybody's saying no, or if they did, I'm ignoring you. I don't think you did. Right. So is the membership model for you? So, hang on, what was that one? So I've lost my slides here. Sorry, they want to know. Hang on, that should have been. That's what I'm getting confused. Okay. Right. So, is the membership model for you? So, the basic things that you're probably going to be worried about is, do you have enough to say? Can you cover the technical aspects of it? And how will you get, members? And you're probably also worried about things like, how to price it and stuff. But, they're just details. It doesn't really matter what the price is, so long as it is a price. And, one of the easiest ways to do this is actually to offer free level, and then to give them, an upsell to the premium, where they'll get 10 times the amount of stuff. Okay, because then it becomes a kind of a no-brainer. Anyway, so I think these are the three main questions. Technically how to do it. Do you have enough content? Let's just call it that. Do you have enough content? And how do you get members? So if I can answer those three questions for you, and they apply to you, would you agree that the membership model would be for you? So look. Yeah, everyone wants to. Yeah, that's good. So I missed some answers there. Yeah, so people are saying that getting that many members isn't too difficult, and that they do want to know if it's for them. Okay, so yeah, so Stephen's saying he's worried about the technical things. Hang on, where can I put this? Down here somewhere. So Stephen's worried about the technical things. Ray's worried about the content. I know that's interesting. That might be why you stopped. Is that why you stopped, Ray? See if you can answer that for me. Because then that would make sense, and I can fix that for you. Would that be good? So as I say, we can do the content without having to do that much work. And yeah, I mean, she mentioned it before, but Ruth's not worried about getting the members. And actually, sorry, I did miss one there, which Sanjay has brought up, which is what niche. If I pick the right niche, am I doing the right topic? Okay, and we're going to solve that as well. So if we answer those four questions now, would you agree that the membership model would be for you? So we're getting Stephen's saying definitely. In fact, pretty much everyone's saying definitely. Ruth's saying definitely. Sanjay's saying we'd love to. So that sort of thing. Okay, as I say, I won't type them all. So let's answer those four questions then. Yeah, so I need a new slide. Here we go. So, let's let me just do that one. Right, so let's just pick them one at a time. So the right topic. Okay, so the easy way to know if you're doing the right topic is basically to test it and to follow success. Okay, so if you see other membership sites in your niche, then basically competition is good. Okay, now we can find a way to overcome the competition and make a unique segment that that is different to the competition. But basically, if there's competition, it means that the idea is validated and that that people are paying money for it and that it's working. Now the opposite to that, I know it doesn't sound intuitive, but if there's no competition, and this is the big one, if there's no competition, then it's almost certainly a duff idea, because everything has been done before. Doesn't matter how clever you think, originally think you are. If it hasn't been done before, then there'll be a good reason, like you're doing a membership site for kids or something, and they don't actually have any disposable income, they don't have credit cards, that kind of stuff. So there's, there'll be an issue as to why it hasn't been done. But if you can find a competitor that's doing it, then competition is good. Now the other thing is to test it, is to make sure that there are forums for it. So you can just literally go to Google and type in blah forum, photographers forum, or whatever it is you're doing, and make sure that there are forums for it, and then go see how how big they are and how active they are. And so if we do those two tests, so if we find a competitor, some rivals who are charging money, not doing it for free, and if we find forums which are active and have got a large number of members, then we know that the topic will work. Okay, we've proved it basically. Okay, I don't think we can. Anyone argue with that? Look. No, Tony's not arguing with that, so that's good enough for me. So, do you have enough content? Right, so this is the interesting one, and I don't know if Ray has answered me yet, but I suspect the reason why Ray gave up, because he's run membership sites before, I think the reason why Ray gave up was because of the pressure of doing content. Okay, so there are two great ways to get around this. And the main thing to keep in mind is consumption. So you might think you need to put a book up there, a book's worth of stuff up there every month, but it's actually way more important that people can consume it and deploy what you're telling them. There's no point having 1,000 recipes a month, because they're not going to cook that many meals in a month. Okay, that kind of thing. So I don't need to have a photography tutorial on 20 different photography styles, because they're probably going to be lucky if they get 1 or 2 shoots in per month. So the first thing is to be realistic about what they can consume, and really we just want to deal with quality there. Okay. Now the other great thing, and you can nearly always build it in, is UGC, which stands for user generated content. And basically it's the members stuff, stories, their successes, their wins, what they've done, showcasing what they've done, and having their say and being part of the community. Because remember, what we're doing with the membership site is we also creating a community. Okay, so UGC is another great way of doing it. And then the other way to do it is to serialize existing content, like PLR. And also there's no reason why you can't do the curation, I always forgot the word then, the curation principle, and even just get collect videos off of YouTube. Okay, I know that sounds like cheating, but if you actually curate them and you find the best ones, and then especially if you can, editorially comment on the content and put it into context, then you're providing a really valuable service. Because if they go to the YouTube on their own, they're going to get 1 billion videos, which are the good ones, and they still can't put it into context, with your kind of knowledge of your topic. So even if you just create a YouTube video a week, that's still going to be great stuff. So you don't have to devise a course on social marketing or how to use WordPress or something like that. You can literally just go to YouTube or wherever and get that stuff. Okay, and that's because you've gone to the trouble of curating it. That's what makes it a worthwhile membership. To do that. Okay. So that's the content thing done. So I think hopefully Ray agrees that that's not so hard. It might take you, nothing is no work, let's face it. But it shouldn't really take you longer than 2 hours a week to do the whole week of content. And also remember, which I've left off there, is that it's aggregate. So, the more content that you add, people won't have seen it or they've forgotten it, and one of your jobs will be to point at stuff, or highlight stuff, or make a collection of it, and to show it to new members and old members because they've forgotten, what's important. There's loads of stuff that I know that I forget, and I do need, constant reminders to it. Anyway, so that's the content done. The technical aspects. Okay, so you can. It's actually not so hard to do, a self-hosted WordPress. There are actually, pre-done membership sites. Okay, where they actually host it all for you. And in actual fact, I'm going to spill the beans now. The offer I've got for you at the end of the show is a done for you hosted one. Okay, so that means there'll be no technical difficulties. Okay, everything you need will be in there. You can make it look the way you want. You just have to add your content, basically, and you're done. Okay, so the technical aspects, not really so hard. Also, next week or the week after, I have got for you a what I call a passive membership site. So that means that you don't even need any hosting. I know that sounds weird and spooky. Everyone's saying that's spooky. But yeah, there's a way of doing it which is really good actually, where you don't even need a membership site. So next week or the week after, I can't remember which it is, I'm going to share that with you. Okay, and there'll be no technical difficulties with that at all. Okay, but if you want a done for you solution, then I've got one for you at the end. So that's that one, technical aspects, and then let's put our last slide in, and then finally, where was it? There we go. How to get members. Okay, so here's the brilliant thing. Okay, when we did the testing, we made sure that there were rivals, and we made sure that there were forums. Okay, now usually we can target either of those with advertising. Okay, if the forum's big enough, it will be something that we can target. Also, there's a great thing that I've always used, which is a thing called forum marketing, which is basically you just hang out in the forums and be, super helpful, and then you subtly, give people a reason to come and check out what you've done. Like, you've done a bit of content, but it's on your blog, and then when they come to the blog, then they get to see your offer, for the membership site, and that sort of thing. And it works really well. It's a kind of slow, intensive process, but you get really good people out there. But if it's a forum with 10,000 members every month, then every time you make a post, you're going to be in front of 10,000 members. If you're helpful, then people are going to want to follow you. Okay, does that make sense? So and the advertising one is the other one. The other thing is that that this is a hot topic, and again, you can do link bait content. You can do any of the other kinds of marketing, social marketing, video marketing, whatever you want. But it's a topic that people are interested in, willing to pay for, that they're passionate about, and so getting. In fact, you all said that 330 members, not difficult. Within, well, let's just call it under a year. Okay, I mean it'd probably be under 3 months, I think, for most people. But not overnight, but definitely achievable. So I think we've done all 4 then. So how do we know we're doing the right thing? We look for competition and forums. How do we know if we've got enough content? Well, we can get the users to create the content themselves. We can serialize existing PLR or just curate other content from other places. And remember, it's all going to aggregate and get easier as you go along. In fact, there's another neat one which I'll throw in now, which I probably shouldn't, but anyway. The other great way of doing this is basically just to buy buy the top 4 books in that topic, and then you summarize and use their chapter list to get the content ideas. Okay, and in a little while when I tell you the offer, there's another way of getting content as well, from that. Anyway, but that's not very hard. You just have to read a book and summarize it. So I think we've done all 4. Let me just double check. So we've done the right topic. Because we've known there's competition. Do you have enough content? I've told you that just now. Technical aspects, I told you there is a passive membership that I'm going to see you next week or the week after. Or there's the done for you ones, or if you're techie, then WordPress isn't too hard to do it. And to get members, we've just gone through that as well. So I should have done all 4 objections for you. So if I didn't put a question for that, let me just put one in that there. Ooh. So did I answer the 4 main objections? So Ruth is saying, wow, yes. John is still a little bit worried. No, actually, sorry. Tony's worried about, a little bit worried about the text still, but he's happy about the rest. And hang on, there we go. And what else have we got? Marcel's saying that's brilliant. So we've covered all 4 objections for him. And sorry, where was the other one? Paul. I don't know if I've been Paul yet. Anyway, Paul is saying sounds really doable. I don't know if either of us spots that right, but maybe it is. Doesn't look right, but I think that's it. So I mean that's not all about that. That's enough. So that's the 4 main objections covered. So we're all basically agreeing that we can get enough members. We know that we've covered the 4 main objections. We're all kind of on board. We all like the money, I think. And there we go. So I've done it again here really, but how do we just test that we got the market out there? Okay, so we can certainly do what I said, which is to look for competition and find forums. Okay, there could be other markers, like there are magazines for it and books for it. Okay, and that sort of stuff. But the first 2 are really the thing. But here's a really what's the word? Smart, smart way to do it, and that's to test it. Okay, so you can just run. I mean, you can even do it for $5 really, but let's push the boat out, and let's do $20. So for a $20 ad budget, okay, and we're not going to, stranger, we're not going to run this necessarily on Facebook. It usually works better on Google, on AdWords, because that's it's intent based, because people are typing in a question specifically, and what we can do is we can just give away a report, okay, or run a survey or something like that, and we pay to to run people to the survey, and then we can do two things there. One is we know that there's interest. Two is that we can tune in right into what they want and learn their jargon and what actually does worry them and what they really want, okay. And then we can simply ask them at the end, would you join a thing, club, membership, or would a membership be useful to you, that kind of thing. And because there's a big difference between what people say and what they do, we can, basically offer them a beta, joining thing. And it could just be $1 down today to make sure they do it, and then then they'll only start paying. There we are. They'll only start paying when you launch, and obviously they're going to get a special rate. Okay, if they do it today. So if they spend $1 today, they're going to get locked in at a super special price. Now. For 20 quid you should get at least 50 takers, and if you get 50 takers, then you pretty much that if you just ran more $20 ads, that you've got it there, and they're giving you the dollar. Now if you get no takers, now obviously it could be you're just explaining it wrong, or it could be that it's a dud idea. Okay, but for $20, you've tested it and proved it, because you could have potentially $50, which is more than you paid in the advertising cost. So you're already quids in, to prove that people want it. They want it so much that they'll give you $1 right then, and you attract them with some content about the topic or a survey about the topic, which you give them there. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, I'm getting some. Yeah, Tony's saying it makes sense. Great. Okay, so that's that's the thing. But this is a really, really smart way of doing it. Okay, because rather than going to all the effort and preparing the content and all that kind of stuff, we spend $20 on the adverts, and we just make sure that people are truly willing to pay for it, and that they'll respond to it. And as I say, it works better on Google. It doesn't work so well on Facebook. As a test, it's worth the 20 quid on AdWords. So that's the smart way of testing it, to make sure there's a market. Because if you get 50 sign-ups for for £1 out of a $20 ad budget, or even maybe you have to go further than that, but whatever it is, then that it's winning. And if it doesn't work, you just try a different idea. It's another $20, but it's $20. Okay, so there, that is the market out for you. Then that really answers it. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So my question to you is basically, are you willing or able, to spend $20 to absolutely 100% prove your idea? Anybody saying no? No, everybody's totally happy to spend $20. Okay, brilliant. Okay, and then there's no doubt. Okay, you haven't had to do any work yet. You just worked out what the idea is, put it out there, see what response you get. You spent $20, and you know that you're on path, because if you get the good response, you're on path for a 6-figure business. which is pretty damn exciting, and I think worth a $20 investment. So I've actually covered that in another one. So we said how we would do the content, and you gave me answers to that as well. Actually, we've gone through. Can you do it with the 4 big objections? So really, I can't cover that all in one. And okay, and okay, let's cover this one. Am I worthy? Am I worthy? Can I run a membership site? So, actually, this isn't your answers. The short answer to this basically is that this is a topic that these people are passionate about. Okay, and if they get value out of it, some kind of transformation or your outcome, if their dream becomes a reality, any of these things, then whatever you're doing to help them get over their current roadblocks is worth, it has a high value to them. Yes, this stuff is out there for free. Okay, yes, this stuff is out there in books and they could do it. Yes, it's on YouTube and they could find it themselves. Okay, but the point is that none of those things are created. They're not edited, and they're not graded. So the point, what you're doing, is you're basically being a magazine editor. Okay, if you want to give it a fancy title. And the reason why you read one magazine over another, or why you read a magazine at all, is because you trust the editorial content. Now, the magazine normally doesn't make content. Okay, it reports on content, or it gets, it collates writers and stuff, experts in the field, that kind of thing. So, even their reporting. And if you're doing a news site or news about an industry, again, even Google don't create the news about, bio, medicine or whatever. They just find it and curate it and present it. Okay. Now they don't put the editorial stamp on it, but that's the value of the membership site. Okay, you're bringing all this together, and also you're providing what's the word I'm looking for? You're providing a venue for the tribe. Okay, so you're facilitating getting like-minded people together. Facilitating. Okay, and all that is worth money. And if it's, as I say, it's a topic that they're passionate about, or it fulfills a dream, then it's worth money to them. Now I'm going to cover a big thing in a minute as to a secret why that works. Okay, but that's the thing. And I can't remember why I wrote pre-sold on there. That was probably for the Google survey thing. But the main thing is that even if you just curate stuff, okay, so if you read the 4 books, if you just curate, YouTube videos, if you just research stuff, if you just bring files together in one place, just the fact that you're doing that, and you're the most important thing is that you're grading it so that they're getting the best stuff, then basically you're saving them time. Okay, and they know that they're getting the right answers, because there's a lot of trouble with a lot of the stuff on the internet is it's just wrong. Okay, so it's just wrong. So if you bring something to the topic, some sort of what's right and what's wrong about the topic, then that's extreme value as far as I'm concerned, and that means that you are worthy of running a membership site. Okay, so it doesn't mean you have to be the expert in it. It just means you have to bring the experts together. Okay, and in several niches, it's the users who will provide the content. Anyway, you're just providing the venue for them to do that. You're creating the tribe. Okay, so if you can do that, then you're worthy, and I think you get, or you will get that, and you understand. So so Stephen's an expert in his topic, so he doesn't he's happy about that. Ruth's also happy, she knows what she's doing. Sancho's willing to learn. Who was that one? Sukran's very happy to curate because he loves his thing. So I mean, I guess the key to this really is, do you have an interest? Okay, so if you have an interest, how can I put that? Then, and if nothing else, you're just, mates together, and you're providing the value with, the fact that you're facilitating and bringing it all together. So basically, if you have an interest in the topic, then yes. We've gone through the figures and the numbers and how we get the people and the roadblocks, so we know that we can physically do it and mentally do it. And if Ray's problem why he gave up his one was because of the content, there's all these new smart ways of getting content now, which means you don't have to do that more than 2 hours work a week to make it happen. Okay, and we are talking about $100,000 business, 6-figure business. So I think 2 hours a week for a 6-figure business is pretty damn incredible, personally. So there we go. So there's more to come, but this is where I'm going to ask if I can make you the offer. So if you remember, I said to you, if I give you enough value tonight, can I make you an offer to help you start your own membership site? And I've shown you the numbers, the potential. I've covered the 4 main roadblocks. I've showed you that you can do it. Okay. Obviously, we've got another 4, episodes in this series where we're going to cover more stuff. But you already know that you can do it. I think. Do we agree with that? Yeah. Yep. Stephen's saying, I can do it. Ruth's saying, I can do it. Sukran's saying, I can do it. Yeah, everybody's saying we can do it. Okay, excellent. So I didn't write that down, but anyway, so who would it be over? Stephen, Ruth, Zucker, and I've forgotten somebody. But anyway, so I think there's a lot of yeses. Now, if you're really not interested and you're offended at me making this offer, then you can go now, but it's going to take me about 2 minutes, and you can decide if you want it or not. But I have got an extra bit of ninja content at the end. If you go now, you're not going to get that. Okay, so I know that's a bit mean, but that's I want you to hear the offer. So if you go to buybuick.com/TV/meds, so it's buybuick.com/TV/meds, you will see the offer. Okay, and I'm going to take you there. So this is what it looks like. So you've got 8 days to make your mind up. It's counting. And so when this launches properly, it's going to be $97 per month, and you'll see why it's worth that in a minute. But because I'm only in beta at the moment, in other words, everything's not in place yet, it'll probably be another month before everything's kind of, the way that you'd probably, want it. So basically, for 1 month's extra payment, you're going to get this special locked-in rate. So, as I say, when we're in full swing, it's going to be $97 per month. You'll see why it's that value in a minute. But if you, join from this webinar and you use the coupon code, Beavers, I don't know why I picked that word, you can get it for $39 per month, and you'll be grandfathered at that price, forever, as long as you remain a member. So what are you getting? So this is semi-complicated, but the main thing you need to run the membership site is technically a membership site. So what this does is it lets you host up to 3 membership sites. And somebody's asking for the link again. There we go. So it's buybuick.com/TV/meds. buybuick.com/TV/meds. And so you can host up to 3. If you want more, than the 3. They're just £6 per month extra. And if you're running more sites, obviously you're making more money. Each one of these could make you 100 grand. So £6 a month to make 100 grand is not really that difficult. Now, usually the problem with hosting and these pre-done hosting sites is that you don't get your own branding. In other words, they go to their URL. But my one comes with CNAME support, which is a technical thing. Don't have to worry about that. But it just means that you can buy your own domain name, and when people go to your domain name, your membership site will pop up, but it's with your domain name. Okay, so you get full control of your own branding. Okay, now I've said unlimited here. I guess I should change that, but for all practical purposes, it's unlimited. Okay, so you can have up to 20,000 members. Okay, 20,000 members, and we, a minute ago we were only looking for 330 to get almost, to get a 6-figure business. But you can have 20,000 of them. If you need more than that, there'll be a special rate for it. You'll get 2 terabytes of traffic. Okay, which is going to be more than I imagine any of you will ever possibly do it, because it's not bandwidth intensive. If you're doing YouTube videos, the bandwidth is coming off of YouTube. So all the site's really doing is logging them in and showing them the link or showing them the article, and that's all low stuff. So for all intensive purposes, 2 terabyte of traffic a month is going to be more than you ever need. Again, if you need more, there'll be a cheap add-on. And membership levels, again, there's no real practical limit. You can do 500 of those. Again, if you need more than that, you can add that on. So how are we doing it technically? Now, it's WordPress. The reason why we use WordPress is so that you are in complete control. Okay, and it's not prescriptive. You can do what you want. And what we do is we include what you see is what you get theme plugin called Elementor, which gives you what you see, kind of what you want, design, and you can literally just drag stuff where you want it and type where you want it and all that kind of stuff. It comes with the membership plugin pre-installed. It accepts PayPal or Stripe payments. And with this, you can create video courses, article courses, download clubs, data clubs, or any combination of those. So any kind of membership site you want to run, you can do that. One of the easiest memberships to run is a kind of a file membership. So you could do art or header masks or microsites or WordPress themes or sell WordPress plugins or anything like that. So you just get a collection of files together, and that can be your membership site, because they want new ones of those every month. So a photo club, whatever you want. Some people run home shipping things like tea and coffee clubs. So you can do that. So that's basically the outline. The bonus, while we're in beta stage, is that I'll give you an autoresponder. So everybody needs an autoresponder, because that's how you contact your members, regularly. And this one lets you have 5,000 contacts. If you need more than that, again, minimal cost upgrade. And it's unlimited messages. So you can send as many messages as you like. The only limit is it's 5,000 members. And again, a minute ago, we were only talking about needing 330. Okay? But you get a full autoresponder for 5,000 contacts, unlimited emails as a bonus. Bonus 2 is that we talked about content and PR and files and that kind of stuff. So if it's in the self-development niche, and the reason I picked that niche is because it sells. So it's things like productivity, biohacking, positivity, technology training, because again their clients your clients will probably need to run WordPress. They'll need to know how to do social marketing, because whatever they're doing, they're going to want an outlet for it, which probably means they're going to need to be on social media. So you get access to this content. So it's 1 terabyte, which is 1,000 megabytes of content. So it would take you 3 months, I think, to download all of it. So obviously the idea is you don't download all of it. You just do a bit every week, and you make money from that. So it's not a candy shop. It's trying to avoid the candy shop mentality. But if you need content, you can do that. And there's audio podcasts in there. And what you can do is you can just snip up the audio podcasts and make them into weekly things. And you just top and tail them, intro them. One of them's done by an expert in whatever it is. And you just, kind of do it like a pre-done interview and say, I've got a special guest in the studio this week. Over to you, John, or whatever it is, and then he does his 15 minutes, and then you thank him at the end, and that's all you got to do. So you just top and tail it, and you're done. So you can have audio podcasts on there. That's a great little thing for membership site. There's WordPress plugins and themes. There's microsites, as I said, there's social media art, all that kind of stuff. You set your own prices, you keep 100% of the profit, and you get full access to that terabyte collection. My only request is you don't try and download the whole thing at once, because that will break everything for everybody, probably. Because you only need, one thing a week. So just pick one thing a week. In fact, one of the podcasts you split up probably into 10 episodes, so that'll do you for the whole 10 weeks. Anyway, but I'm just saying that, there's a lot of stuff there. And bonus 3 is the private Facebook group here, which is called Meds, and I'm going to explain this in a minute, and I'm almost finished now. And you'll get access to that private Facebook group. Now, the other thing that's important, that's kind of invisible, that people don't kind of think about, is that it's important that the hosting you get isn't overloaded and oversold. So what I'm doing is for every 150 accounts, I'm going to put up a new mega server. Now, why is it a mega server? Because it's a super big, fast server. It's got tons of memory, SSD hard disks, DOS protection. It's backed up every week. Everything's you don't have to do anything. Everything will be updated for you. And it's just a very high class server. It's not like shared hosting at all. It's that. It's a high quality thing, and because there's only 150 accounts on each one, it's going to be very happy. Okay, and if there is any issues, then we'll just create another server and move some people onto that, and again, that will be invisible for you. So that's basically the deal, but let me just explain what Meds is. So what I've just gone through is what you need to create your membership site, and as I say, that should be a six-figure fit business for you easily. Again, it's not instant. It is about work. You are going to have to spend 2 hours every week to do it, but 2 hours every week for a six-figure business is just crazy. Crazy investment, return on investment. But to promote your site and to make sure you're getting, if you want to scale and get more members and stuff, basically, it's not that you need to understand marketing and all the technical difficulties of marketing. It's really just that you need to tell your story. In other words, that people need to know that you're there. And they need to know that you're there in an entertaining, and easy to understand, way. So what Meds is really about, it's certainly there for you to form teams and to talk about your membership things, and if there's things that you can do to help each other, because obviously if they're into yoga, and you might do a different type of yoga, then you could do a deal between each other to give them a special price. If one yoga site, a guy of you, wants to team up with another. So it's definitely there for teams and memberships and partnerships and that sort of thing. But as I say, really Meds is about the storytelling end. So if you want to know how to tell your story, how to explain what your membership does in the best possible way, and basically to growth hack it, without having to pay so much for paid advertising and stuff, that's really what Meds is. But really Meds is a community for entrepreneurs like you. Okay, it's pretty much an AMA, ask me anything. So any issues you have about marketing your membership site, this is where we can do it. This is where we pull together. This is where we create teams and co-ops and all that sort of stuff, and we work out how to solve any issue that you have. Okay, so that really is what the private Facebook group is. Certainly you can use it for all the membership stuff as well, but really it's about storytelling and your business. And because it's storytelling, it's very simple. It's not having to learn 1,000 different marketing topics. It's not about having to learn 100 different sites and programs and stuff. This is purely about how to tell your story effectively. Okay, I think that's priceless because it's something that most of us don't have access to. Anyway, so if you sign up to that, you'll get grandfathered at the rate of £39 a month yet, and it's on buybuick.com/TV/meds. Okay, I'll put the link up again. Anyway, so that's the pitch. And obviously, if you want a membership site, there is one ready to go, and you can sign up today and basically be in business by Monday. Okay, but remember, it is a beta, and that's why you're getting a special price. So everything that I want in there isn't in there right now, but it will be very, very soon, probably by the end of this month. End of February. But that's why you're getting a special rate. So for 1 month's investment, you're going to get that special rate forever. So that's that. So, are you ready for our final ninja content? Okay, because as I say, we had some content after this. So, are you ready for more ninja stuff? Could there be more ninja stuff? Right. Ruth's saying her head's going to explode. Okay. Stephen says, appreciate it. And there's another good one. Sanjay says he's ready. Okay, good. Okay, so basically this is why one membership site works and another one doesn't. Okay, and we're going to go more into this in the coming weeks, but I want you to know now what's going to happen. So these are the 4 main reasons why a membership site works and others fail. Okay, so the first one is, and I know it may be counterintuitive and it may not be historically who you are or whatever, but basically we need clients who are affluent. Okay, in other words, well off, just have disposable income. Now, if somebody hasn't got $100 a month of disposable income, then obviously no matter how good your membership site is, they're not going to be able to afford to go into it. But the average salary in America is $30,000 a year, so $100 a month for their for something that they really care about is nothing. It is disposable income. Okay, but we don't want to do a site on dogs for people with no money. Okay, if you pick a high class dog, then maybe that'll work. But when we're going to advertise and the way we're going to market this and tell our story is we need the people to be affluent. They have to be able to afford what we do. And I have problems with that as well. I want it to be accessible to everybody, but the reality is they have to be able to afford it. Okay, so when you're doing your idea, make sure that you're picking an affluent market. You're talking to the people who have disposable income. The second thing, as I said in that, is they need to be passionate about the thing. It can't be just a nice to know. It has to be something that they really desire. I think saying that they woke up in the morning thinking about it might be a bit OTT, but something that they really care about. So learning guitar, taking photography, whatever, learning the code, whatever it is you pick, being a book author, getting their message out there, something that they're passionate about. So there has to be passion in it, for them to want to do it and to do it, reliably, continually. Now, there should be some sort of transformational outcome. So obviously it's not just, it's not a study group. So, a study group for A-level students who have no money, not a good idea because they have no money. But also the study group is not really, that great. But if it was about their career, if it's about them getting a job promotion, for instance, or, something to do with their health, or, as we said, most of the PLR content is about, I've forgotten the word for it now. But the self-healing stuff. If it's about, a real sort of passionate hobby they have, if it's about meeting their soulmate, if it's about having any kind of better life, then that's a great transformation. And then the last secret is, it's not just to drip feed that, so that they have to say to get it. And one of these secrets is to announce what's coming. Okay, it's really important. But it's also to do a Hollywood technique, which if you watch any TV program or film, there's usually something like 3 subplots all happening at once, and you notice that they cut from one to the other to the other. Okay, and when you do the topics, you want to do the same sort of thing, and you want to overlap them, so that as the last 2 weeks of one topic are happening, you bring in another new topic in those same last 2 weeks, so that then that one takes over from the other one. So the important thing is that they overlap. Okay, and so that way they're experiencing the content, and they want it, because they've seen it and they know how good it is, and they want it. And now the topics are overlapping, so there's never a good time to leave. There's always something new coming or actually happening. Not just coming, but actually happening. And we can just do it with 2, but in Hollywood and film and TV, they tend to do it in 3. So it's up to you how if you can plan that much. But at least if you overlap 2 different things, then and announce everything, then they're going to stay. They're going to stay. And your attrition is going to be super low. Okay. Now, we said before what about the content? And basically we want things that change. So things that change. So just putting a textbook online, could happen. But generally with magazines, it's about the new stuff, the new techniques, new ways of doing it, new ways it's been used, that kind of stuff. So the things that are like that are industry news and industry changes, and there always are, things that's happening. Technology is changing. People are discovering new stuff. New content is being produced by that stuff. If it's photography, new songs are being, brought out. If it's guitar playing, there's always something new. Okay, new project ideas. So just what they can do. I mean, that could be as simple as new recipes, but the point is, it's a new recipe. New skills, as we said, in any career-based one. Again, any workplace job is always going to be, moving and dependent on technology and skills and stuff. So there are always going to be new developments in there. Just sharing results that they get, what's working now, that kind of stuff. Getting feedback from the tribe itself, what their wins are, what's working for them now, that kind of stuff. These are all stuff that changes. Okay, it's not a textbook anymore. This is living stuff. And even in something as simple as files, okay, even if it was, stock photos or public domain photos, if you add to the collection, then the collection is now different. Okay, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so it's very easy to find stuff that changes. Now there will be core skills and stuff, core content that always needs to be there, and maybe that'll be the main reason why they want to go. And as I say, if you're overlapping those content series, then again they're going to want to stay. But if you want to add current stuff, then any of those ideas that I just said there, they're going to really make your place unmissable. They're not going to be able to leave, because there's always new exciting stuff to happen. And if they're really into the topic, then they're going to want to do it. So but Marcel's waiting in anticipation. I'm not sure what for now, but anyway, so that's the kind of ninja things. So if you get these 4 circles right, this is the difference between why one club works. One club works versus another. Okay, these are the reasons. Okay, the audience have to be affluent. They have to be passionate. There has to be a transformation or an outcome that they can see, otherwise a benefit. And you want to feed them your content in this overlapping. I've written there. in the overlapping way. Okay, it's super important. And then, as I say, to make it current and fresh, okay, you just add in any of this stuff below, in that thing. There is always something new happening in any, I don't know of any niche which has stood still. Even underwater, even underwater basket weaving, that's a hard thing to say, has had developments in it. So there's always something to do, and there's always new events to talk about, and new members who have gone into it. So there we go. So that's it. I'm done. I made you the offer. I'll give you the link again in a minute. So the most important thing is, did you enjoy it tonight? Did you get something out tonight? Did you get the value out of it? Are you excited about memberships? Do you understand how you can now have that in your grasp? And obviously don't forget the money. That we can change a static offer into a even a 20% priced offer and make more 2.5 times more money. Okay. and as I say, for the buyer it works really well, because they'd much rather pay $20 a month now rather than pay $97 now. Okay, and the fact that they do it again next week, it's just disposable income. It means nothing. Okay, so as I say, the normal target price, I would suggest you do a $97 a month offer. It should be easy to get that much value out of it. If you tick those 4 circles, so they're affluent, so $97 a month is nothing to them. They're passionate enough to want it. They're going to get that much benefit out of it, even if it's just in saving their time. And you're going to present it to them basically in an exciting manner, because it's at least a dual feed, if not a triple feed, content delivery. And again, you can do all that and basically automate all of that inside the membership site. So if you go for the offer, if you want my pre-done membership site, let's see if I can make that red. It's buybuick.com/TV/meds. Okay, and it will take you to a page that looks like this. You'll get all of this. Okay, so the offer's going to end next Friday, I believe it is. So not this Friday, but next Friday. But the sooner you get in, the sooner you can be happening. And you will also get, as I say, as bonus for people in the beta phase, you'll get access to the Meds private Facebook group, where you will learn how to do storytelling. Basically, it's the simplest way that I can put it. And that's it. So, as I say, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to look in a minute. And buybuick.com/TV/meds. Okay, yep. So Marcel's 3 thumbs up there. Ruth's super happy. Stephen's excited. This is good. Tony is sees the potential, and Sanjay is signing up now. Brilliant. Okay. So there, as I say, I won't read them all out, but it's looking good. But I think you all enjoyed it. You see the potential of it, and there we go. So that's it. I shall end this now. As I say, we're going to do this. There's 5 in this series, so next week we'll do another one, and we'll go into more insights, membership club insights, into that same time, same place, Thursdays 9 p.m. UK, and I shall see you then. Bye bye for now. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making the time to come, and there we go. See you then. Bye bye.